Welcome back to another episode of the Cody Tucker Show. I am Cody Tucker. As always, be sure to like and subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I'm here, I'm queer, ready to rock. I'm not actually gay, but, only time will tell. I do think it is interesting how people are still getting, so fucking pissed about all these schools that aren't allowing students talk about homosexuality or being transgendered or anything like that. It's when you actually look it up and see what goes into this, because it's a big thing in Florida where all these people were protesting Disney World and shit, we're not going to Disney World because Florida has a don't say gay policy. Well, it's actually only for fucking kindergarten through fourth grade. So, cool your goddamn jets for a second. Shit, I wouldn't have wanted to be having a conversation with people about that shit at 8 years old. Look, if you're gay, you're gay. Whatever. Love is love. But I can see how it would be a wee confusing if, when I was 8, they were asking me, what my fucking favorite shape was. If I would have my teachers, telling me the inner workings of, gender constructs, I would have been fucked. If somebody would have told me at 8 years old, hey, you actually might be a girl if you think you're a girl. I'm what the fuck is this? I would be fucking devastated. Or if somebody told me, I would not have been wanting to have these conversations in fucking second grade. Teach me my times tables first. Let me get this shit down. Let me get multiplying single digit numbers down. Then we can talk about whether or not genders are a made up construct or not. And that there's actually no difference between the chromosomes of a male. I'd be oh my god. It is hilarious to me. People are just so pissed off about that. God damn. I wouldn't. Look, if somebody, when I was 8 years old, if my teacher told me, if you just think you are something, that means you are that thing, then I'd be black. 100% I would be one of the Saint Lunatics. Because that was my dream at 8 years old. My dream at 8 years old was to be either a Saint Lunatic or the singer of Limp Bizkit. I didn't want to be a fucking doctor. I didn't want to be a professional baseball player. I wanted to be Fred Durst or one of the members of the Saint Lunatics. But as an 8-year-old, I was even then able to realize that, I probably won't be able to be one of the Saint Lunatics because I am a cracker. But I could pull off being Limp Bizkit's frontman. God damn, I can't. I don't know, whatever you want to be it, but, you can't just become something just because you think you are. And if that applies to sexuality, why wouldn't that apply to race? Why couldn't I be black? It has been a dream of mine forever. And still is. I still wish I was. I am one of the most awkward human beings on the planet. And I don't think I would be this awkward if I were black. I say things that are white things to say because I am an awkward, fat, white son of a bitch. I say basically a lot. I've never in my life heard a black person say the word basically. I don't even hear them say going back and listening to this, I realize how much I say and I don't hear black people saying that shit. I don't know. All I'm saying is, maybe save these conversations for I don't know, 5th grade. When you're 12, maybe sit your kid down and say, hey, we've noticed, we've noticed that things are a little different with you than they were with your brother. Oh my God. There is that, but then again, it's not like you don't know, even at that age. Like, at that age, so 4th grade, how old are you? What, 10? Is 10 4th grade? Something like, let's say 9 or 10. I mean, we used to make fun of kids all the time because we thought they were gay. I'm not saying that I'm proud of it, but some of the jokes, even now, were pretty fucking funny. But there was like 2 kids in particular that just got fucking ridiculed because we just all thought they were gay. And I mean, look, and I'm not just saying that it was everybody else, not me. I was above this. I was like Gandhi walking around the school in a fucking toga. No, like I was in on it just as much as anyone else. Just making fun of these kids for being gay. And turns out now they are fucking gay. So like, I'm just saying, like, even as a fucking 9-year-old, my gaydar was zoned in. Like it was like lasered in to perfection. So clearly there was something to this. I mean, but granted, like this whole, like the whole idea that like you shouldn't be talking about this at all, blah blah blah. I kind of understand, but also you kind of have to talk about it a little bit because kids are gonna fucking bully kids about it. That shit doesn't go away. Like, you were going to find something that, as a child, you think is a weakness in someone else and just ridicule the shit out of them about it. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be about them being gay. That's just, that's probably one of the more common examples. But hell, I mean, I went to school with a Mormon kid, and I used to make fun of his ass every day about being a Mormon. And I'm talking about, this is in like 7th grade. I would just, everything that I said to him was making fun of him for being a Mormon. I don't really regret that too much because the Jesus Christ Church of Latter-day Saints is a fucking cult. Which is kind of the gist of what I would say to him on a, daily basis. But he's also a prick. So, now granted, did he become a prick because he was always getting made fun of for being a Mormon, or was he a prick who just happened to be a Mormon? It's a little of a chicken and the egg situation, but, I'm just saying, like, it probably is not great to just bring this shit up in like a, 2nd grade classroom. But to also think, like, to play devil's advocate, to also think that your child, like, isn't aware of these kinds of things, I mean, that's a little fucking foolish. It's like how parents always, like, if they ever have a sex talk with their kids, they always wait way too long. Because they're, the kid would be like 13 and like, oh, I guess it would be about time. by 13, this little fucker has seen like probably 40 gangbangs online in that week. Like, this kid is like the dad's like, if you love someone, he's like, oh, you come in their face? And dad's like, what the fuck? Oh, Jesus. It's like, yeah, Dad, I already know about sex. Like, oh, okay, like, what do you know? It's like, oh, well, when you love someone, you grab them by the fucking lips, open their mouth up, and spit into their mouth. Dad's like, well, into that conversation. Like, I remember, my sex talk was really, I will say, a little non-informative. I remember I got caught looking at porn, but not caught. Like, so to this day, I've never been caught jerking off, and I've never been caught actually looking at porn. Fingers crossed. Or knock on wood, whatever I'm supposed to do. So, whenever I was a kid, probably like 9 or 10, actually, I was at my grandparents' house, and they had way better internet than I did. And I remember, like, just looking at porn on the website, not knowing a fucking thing about a search history. I didn't know that you had to clear that shit out. So then my aunt goes on their computer, like, say a month later, and just types in, like, P, and then just this fucking, like, fold out of just, some wild shit. And she's like, who in the fuck? And, like, which granted, I've thought about this. She could have been fucking cool about it and just kept her goddamn mouth shut. Because she knew it was me because she told on me. She was like, hey, I think Cody has been watching, adult content on your computer. She didn't have to fucking say that. I've thought about that. I mean, I haven't actually thought about this in a long time, but I remember thinking that at the time, like, why the fuck would you throw me under the bus like that, you fucking bitch? Like, I'm 10, and I'm just curious, like, I want to see what a fucking vagina looks like. And, yeah. And then going over there anytime after that was a little fucking weird. Like, I knew that anytime I was ever alone, like, if they were like, oh, where's Cody? Oh, he's in the bedroom. They'd be like, like, just waiting for a little sound. Oh, fuck. But, you live and learn, I guess. Oh, I remember one thing I used to do. This is so fucking embarrassing. I used to, because we would have, like, direct... So, I would consider, like, the level of poorness that I had as a kid was free preview Cinemax. So, like, we were well off enough to have Dish and DirecTV, but not well off enough to get, like, HBO or Cinemax. That was, like, our level of middle class. So, not poor. Like, it wasn't, like, fucking Oliver Twist. But then again, I mean, we weren't, like, rolling in it. So, if anybody remembers having, like, DirecTV or Dish as a kid, and, like, you would get every once in a while, like, a free preview of, like, Cinemax or HBO or something. And on Cinemax, they would always show, like, softcore porn at, like, after midnight or whatever. And I would record them to have on my TV, but I didn't want my parents to see, like, hotel erotica recorded on the fucking DVR. So I would just go in and change it to, like, Viva La Bam. Because I knew they wouldn't be watching fucking Viva La Bam. And so I would just type in that as the title of the fucking show. Oh my god. That made my fucking skin crawl. Just even thinking about that again. But, oh well. It's not good to die with secrets, so. Yeah. I mean, I was just, honestly, just a weird fucking kid. That's really what it comes down to. Like, I didn't have enough parental supervision. And left to my own devices, I mean, I just did weird stuff. Like, I lied a lot. Like, up until, actually, pretty recently, I was a habitual liar. But the problem with it is that it wasn't, like, lies that were... Okay, so it was never, like, for a good reason lying. Like, it wasn't even, like, really to get out of trouble. It wasn't anything like that. All my lies were either just so stupid. Like, I would lie about, like, what I ate for lunch. But not make it sound better. I would just have eaten Taco Bell and lie and say that I ate Wendy's. No reason for that. Like, why the fuck would I lie about that? All my lies were that, or so goddamn unbelievable that it just, I mean, how in my retard head I thought anyone would believe it. Most of those were as a kid. Like, most of those lies. So, I told people that me and my dad went panther hunting one time, and I shot one while it jumped on me, and it was on top of me, and I shot it. Who the fuck would believe that? Man, what else? I told people... fuck, I can't really remember any of the, like... I know that there was just a lot that people would call me out on and be like, that's... You're, like... Well, see, so the problem was that people, for the most part, never called me out on it. I never got called out on lying. People would just be like, oh, really? That's interesting. Like, whether it's family members, people I went to school with, grandparents, whatever it is, no one ever called me out on lying. But they would wait, like, 6 years and be like, dude, you're fucking full of shit. Like, you remember when you said that you went fucking panther hunting? And I'd be like, what the fuck? I don't remember that. Like, well, you did. And I'm like, that's bullshit. I wouldn't have said that. 5 or 6 more people like, no, you told me that too. Like, oh, shit. I mean, I was such an untrustworthy person for anything. And I mean, I wouldn't keep anyone's secrets. As soon as someone told me a secret, I'd be like, I have to tell everyone about this because I have a fucking secret. Like, someone was dumb enough to tell me something that they didn't want people to know. I'm going to fuck this up. Like, I've always been like that. It is very recently, I would say within the last probably 6 years, that I stopped doing that. And every once in a while I'll slip and I'll catch, see, the thing is that I'm now better at like catching it as it's about to happen, so I don't do it. Like, I'll start to lie and go, no, don't do it. And then I'll like reverse myself then so that I don't actually get the lie out. Because once that lie is out, I mean, there ain't nothing you can do about it. Like, you have now said this and you have to stick with it. And that's also the thing is like, I immediately deny everything. Anytime somebody's like, you said blah, blah, blah. No, I didn't. I didn't say that. I said blah, blah, blah. Oh, God. I mean, I'm just glad that that's kind of... I mean, all of that comes from insecurity. I mean, not to, turn this into, like, some pussy, like, breakdown moment. But, like, it all comes from just being an insecure kid and wanting to be cool. So, and everybody else seemed like they had cool stories, or their parents did cool stuff, or, like, a family member did something cool. So I would, like, have to say, oh, here's one. So there was a kid... in 5th grade, there was a kid that moved to where I'm from in Texas, moved here from California, and everybody was just thought he was so fucking cool because he was from Southern California. He was from Huntington Beach, I think, Huntington Beach or Long Beach, something like that. I mean, he was like the cool, like everybody, they were like, dude, he's from fucking California, because nobody came from anywhere. Like, everybody that went to school with us was from that fucking shitty city. And we never had shit like that happen. So he comes, and that's all everybody talks about. And then I tell him, so I don't tell anybody else, because he doesn't know me. I tell him, oh yeah, dude, I'm from California too. And he's like, really, where? And I'm a, Raiders fan. So I say, oh yeah, I'm from Oakland. He's like, dude, really? That's fucking awesome. And I'm like, where? He's like, yeah, I'm from Huntington Beach. I'm like, dude, I used to go to Huntington Beach all the time. So I told this. It's like, oh, when'd you move here? And I was like, oh, dude, a couple of years ago. Not realizing in my head that everyone in this room has known me since fucking kindergarten and knows that I'm not from California. So the second that it gets brought up, so anytime it would start to get brought up around anyone else, I'd be like, as soon as he started to bring up California, I'd immediately try to change the subject. Be like, hey, like, what'd y'all get on the math? Like, just drop it. I mean, it's fucking pathological. But I wasn't lying to, like, deceive someone in the sense of, like, to get something over on them, or, I just wanted to be, like, to get that attention that he was getting. Like, seeing him get that attention, I was like, I want that. I need that attention. So how the fuck am I going to get that? They think it's cool he's from California. So am I, bitch. Oh my God. I mean, it's like making my wiener like go into my stomach right now thinking about this shit. Oh my God. Yeah, I can't believe I said that. Amazing. I mean, I am halfway to just full retardation. Oh God. So yeah, I gotta drop this. Jesus Christ. Well, actually, speaking of, there's a report that came out from Dana White, owner of the UFC, or former owner of the UFC. So as is abundantly clear, I am massive Raiders fan. Have been since 2nd grade, maybe even before then. Like, always been a Raiders fan. Grew up here in Texas, surrounded by Cowboys fans, who are the most obnoxious fucking people on the planet. Granted, if I grew up in Oakland, like I said I did, I would probably think that about Raiders fans. It's probably the same anywhere you're from. the fans in that place, if you're just surrounded by them and you don't have the mentality of like, oh, I'll just fit in and be one, you're going to think they're annoying. I bet if I grew up in Cleveland, I would think Browns fans are fucking obnoxious too. But I didn't. I grew up outside of Dallas, so I think Cowboys fans are fucking obnoxious. And so I just, for some reason, got drawn to the Raiders. Can't explain it. I actually, probably the colors. Probably some, like, kind of gay reason why to like a team, but there it is. There's why. So a report has come out that before Tom Brady went to the Buccaneers, that it was a done deal that Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski were going to be leaving New England and playing for the Raiders. Which, if you need a refresher, Brady won a goddamn Super Bowl for Tampa. And then, and with Gronk. So, yeah. Worked out pretty fucking good, I would say. So the report comes out about that, and Dana White's like, oh, no. It wasn't like a negotiation. Like, it was sealed, done. Like, it was ready to go, ready to sign, ready to make this happen. Brady's in Vegas house shopping. Gronk's, sobering up, and he's going to be over here house shopping too. And then fucking Jon Gruden just blew it up. Ruined the whole fucking thing. Which, he might be the dumbest motherfucker to ever live. Like, on paper, could be the dumbest human being in recorded history. Like, because the reason for blowing up is he puts all this faith into Derek Carr, which, whatever. Derek Carr is a great quarterback. He's a good quarterback. I'll be great he's a good quarterback. But you don't think maybe try out Tom Brady for a fucking year? Jesus Christ, dude. Like, Jon Gruden is a complete jackass. And, just the shit with Antonio Brown, which, there's some other sides to that. But, like, and all the email shit, like, dude, just shut the fuck up. When in doubt, stop talking. And Jon Gruden needs that lesson probably more than anyone. I'm probably in the same boat as him, to be honest. But, I definitely have never sent racist emails like that. I just say it in public. No. Yeah, I thought that was so fucking crazy whenever I saw that. Because I had heard rumors that Brady was going to come to Vegas because he was at that UFC match and he was hanging out with Mark Davis. And it's like, that's suspicious. Like, why would he be hanging out with the owner of a different football team? Granted, he's in Vegas, but still, like, you wouldn't be sitting next to the fucking owner of the Raiders unless there's some talk. And there was already talk about him leaving New England. So it's like, well, that's interesting. And then it just didn't happen. So I was like, well, I guess there really was nothing to that. Fucking turns out there was. My God, man. Like, Jon Gruden should just be... He should be coaching a fucking high school football team somewhere in goddamn West Virginia. Like, that's the level of career he should have. He should not have a fucking Super Bowl ring, that's for sure. Which, granted, he got it by coaching the Raiders all the way up to the end, leaves, goes to Tampa Bay, they make it to the Super Bowl. Who do they play? The fucking Raiders. So, you think he doesn't already know what every single, lineup looks like, what every play call is going to be? He had that Super Bowl fucking handed to him. And according to, most people, is a bit of a, piece of shit. So, yeah, I don't know. I saw that and I was like, this, like, you motherfucker. Like, there's just certain people who are just so goddamn dumb that, like, I don't know. Like, it almost, like, defies any sort of reality how stupid they are. And I'm not, a brilliant person. That's probably abundantly clear. It's like, so like some of the dumbest people in the world. So I've been deep diving into this whole like world of Disney adults. Holy shit. So if you don't know what Disney adults are, they're basically adults who at some point in their life were molested. I mean, the statistics, I don't know what the statistics are, but Disney adults are, they're adults that at some point were touched. Probably by somebody wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt. And, had fucking Beauty and the Beast playing in the background. And so now there's this switch where they have become obsessed with Disney and Disney culture to the point where they say, we're not going to have kids. We're not going to do any of this shit. We're going to live in, lower, very, very low middle class life so that we can spend all of our money going to Disney World and Disneyland, like on a monthly basis, if not even more. And all they talk about is Disney. So, like, I know somebody who is like this. Him and his wife are Disney adults. And all they fucking talk about is the fact that, we're about to go to Disney, we're about to do this, blah, blah, blah. Did you know Disney's doing this, blah, blah, blah. And everything is about Disney. And then, you add fucking Star Wars into the mix, and now it's like, god damn, dude, it drives my box out so much hearing about this shit. But it's like, it's a fucking cult. And look, I love Disney movies. I fucking love Lion King. I'll still, blast one out watching Pocahontas every once in a while. But I mean, for fuck's sake, like, to be this obsessed with Disney at 35 is goddamn creepy. And all their clothes they wear are Disney clothes. Like, it's like like him wearing a shirt with Aladdin and her wearing a shirt with Jasmine on it. It's like, we're a couple. Like, holy fuck yeah, a couple of retards. It's rough. Like, I went into like just this weird spiral deep dive looking into it. Like, I mean, that mouse ain't gonna save you. Like, your demons that are haunting you are, Mickey and Donald ain't fucking helping you out of that shit. Yeah, it's just, there are just people who just, in their heads, they're fucking weird. So I remember, I remember, like, in high school, I dated this girl who, this is towards the downward hill of the relationship. She said that, the reason that we work together so well is because our auras mix together. And I was like, what in the fuck is an aura? And she said, well, no, like, I have a very, like, red aura, and you have a blue aura, because, I'm way more, kind of, like, out there and, like, flamboyant, and you're way more, like, subdued and easygoing. So, like, you have a blue aura, and I have a red aura. And so that makes us have a purple aura, which purple is like a cool color. So it oh my god, I can't believe I'm going into this. And it has, so like this purple aura makes you makes us have this like cool color relationship. Like, you have to get into relationships where the people have cool color. Like, if two reds can't go together because their aura stays red, and like two blues can't go together, or like a blue and a purple can't go together because it stays like a cool color. Like, they have to, one has to be the opposite, and it goes into a cool color. I was like, did your aura, like, does my aura tell you anything about how much I don't give a fuck about this? Like, and then there was the end of the relationship. But it is the shit that people believe when they're just like people who just want to, like, the people who will just hop onto any belief system and just ride it out, like shoving fucking crystals up their vages. Like, oh, it's healing me. Like, like, hey, bitch. the herpes surrounding that crystal are a pretty good sign that this fucking rock ain't doing a goddamn thing for you. Like it, I mean, I look. I mean, to each their own. Believe what you want, but just know you're a fucking moron. I mean, like I grew out of Christianity. I think pretty early on in life. Um, so I remember. So I grew up non-denominational, which whatever. To be honest, I don't know what I was ever really taught to believe as far as like Jesus went. I just knew we sang really fucking shitty gay rock songs, and everybody seemed to be into it except me. Everybody's like, and I'm just looking around like, this shit's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for you. And I'm also like 8, like 7. I think I was 7 or 8 whenever I asked, because so it was funny. Like, I only went to church with my grandparents because my parents were like, we're not waking up early on a fucking Sunday. Like, we'll let those motherfuckers take you to church. Like, oh, thanks. Like, I would have rather had slept in on a fucking Sunday than go do this shit. But I remember the time where it really stuck with me that I was like, I'm not into this, is because, so it was like the end of October, and we go into like the little kids section. So like at the beginning, everybody sits in like the main place, whatever. Then these people come out and they get the kids, and the kids go into a different place, and then the parents talk about God knows what. And when we're in this room, they're like, "Oh, we're doing a play, like a little skit for you, because it's the end of October." And I was like, "Oh, okay, like cool." And it ended up being this like terrifying fucking skit where like people dressed like the devil are running around. There's like loud ass like sound effects of like lightning and thunder, and there's like fire and shit. And they're like, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm terrified. And it's a skit telling us not to go trick-or-treating on Halloween, not to dress up in a costume on Halloween, because Halloween is a holiday centered around praising like the dark magic and the devil. And that if we do that, if we go trick-or-treating, or if we go dress up as a fucking cowboy or, a fucking pixie, then we are going to burn in hell for the rest of eternity. And immediately in my head, I'm thinking, I'd rather have Reese's peanut butter cups. Like, okay, burning in hell all eternity, a shit ton of Reese's peanut butter cups. The scales are getting fucking tilted to the old sweet tooth. And I just remember being like, I don't think I belong in here. Because, after the initial, like, just jolt of, like, fake lightning and fire and shit, I was actually kind of into it. Like, I was actually like, hey, like, this devil shit's kind of cool. Like, I kind of wish y'all would do this all the time. Like, just have, like, I would be way more into this if y'all did, like, devil skits. But whenever you tell me that, like, I can't go out and get candy, like, I mean, look at me. Like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Like I almost walked out right then. I almost stood up in my little, like, light up fucking Velcro sneakers and said, hey, fuck all y'all. Like, I'll tell you what, you're just making more candy for me, bitch. And then, like, just walked my ass down the street. Amazing that they thought that shit was going to work. Actually, and you know what's crazy is it actually probably did work. I'm sure that a lot of the kids that were in my Sunday school class went home and told their parents, Mom, throw away the fucking bed sheet. I ain't a ghost this year. And I ain't a ghost ever again. Like, I ain't trying to worship the devil. It's incredible. Like, that, I don't know. I mean, it's just how belief systems work. So, whether you're some fucking, weird chick that was a little too obsessed with vampires, who thinks that she has an aura, whether you think you are going to get rid of chlamydia by shoving a fucking crystal up your box. I mean, goddamn, trust the damn signs. That's all I can say about that. Well, with that, goodbye.